still a long road to recovery for many neighbors in Delaware County, but one message that rings true is reflected here in the windows. That which does not kill us can only make us stronger. If you choose to ride out the storm at home, make sure you stock up on water. Of the 1,000 men to go off to war, only about 100 returned home alive from the battlefields. She got a permit from the village and hired a moving company to raise the house 5 feet 8 inches at a time. About 25 people stopped in over the 2-day workshop over there on the Vestal Parkway. If you want to learn techniques to bring your pictures back, there's a Facebook page. It's called the Flood Damaged Photo Project. Fans were lining up by the dozens to collect the signatures of perhaps tomorrow's legends. In the coming weeks on Action News, we'll take a closer look at 3 of tonight's recipients. Next Thursday, we will meet Meredith Summers, one of the only women volunteer firefighters in her company. With a brisk and solemn stride, 17-year-old Anthony Paccarilli walks out of Otsego County Court.
I said, stay strong, and I said, we love you.
And into a vehicle that will carry him to state prison, where he will spend the next 11 years. In April, he pleaded guilty to attempted murder. In 2010, Paccarilli shot classmate Wesley Lippitt in the arm, then turned the gun upon himself. This after chasing Lippitt from Cooper Park into the Cooperstown police station.
The truth is out now, and I think people need to really just believe it so the community can heal and everyone can move on as a whole.
Lippitt says it's time to leave the story alone. He says he's ready to move forward, looking ahead to playing soccer and starting his senior year.
I think it can move forward if Paccarilli family would just let it go, stop with the slanderous websites and articles they send in to the paper. Just let the community heal on its own.
But the Paccarilli family says this story started long before April 2nd, 2010. They say Anthony was the target of unfair bullying from Lippitt and others.
That's not Anthony. Anthony is he's an ill boy who needs treatment and not prison time.
His mother fears for her son in state prison and is asking for compassion and mercy.
This case has torn the Cooperstown community apart needlessly. We can keep our signs up that we will continue to support our son. We have not been allowed to move on.
The judge denied a request from the Paccarilli family to sentence Anthony as a youthful offender. He was sentenced as part of a plea bargain he accepted. In Cooperstown, Alice Majori, WBNG-TV, Action News. Early February finds Dorchester Park snowy, noisy, full of anglers.
This whole park would be filled with people, and you'd hear motors running from snowmobiles and ice augers, and everybody has a good time.
But this winter isn't one for crowds.
I can't remember one like this at all.
One without enough ice to support some 4,000 fishermen. With just 5 inches between the crappies and the reels, coordinators had no choice but to cancel.
We thought about postponing it, but the weather models said that we weren't going to be getting that much cold ice. Another factor is if you start postponing into February, the sun starts getting higher into the sky. So anything you gain at night, you lose during the day because of the sunshine factor.
1 week later, there was just enough ice for the folks at Hanford Mills to harvest. Any less than 6 inches, no saw would slice through this surface.
If we were at 4 inches of ice, we wouldn't be cutting ice, because we want to keep it safe.
The goal is to cut 160-pound cubes. Will that fill the ice house? Last year, blocks were bigger and much easier to move.
We've been having 40 and 50 degree weather, and it just isn't going to maintain good solid ice at that point.
Had the ice been thicker, we would have had children out there, and it's a lot of fun for them.
They still could get a chance if warmth makes way for winter.
We are going to make a second effort if the weather allows and more ice forms later in the winter.
Maybe we can get our ice house full.
For now, they're all waiting on Mother Nature to lay a solid foundation.
I miss it this year, but it was the year that wasn't.
Or at least provide an Arctic blast. Alice Majori, WBNG-TV, Action News.
She joined us right out of as soon as she turned 16.
My parents, my older brother, and my older sister were members, and so I wanted to try it out, and I liked it, so I stuck with it.
Meredith Summers balances fire training, school, and sports.
It's a little crazy sometimes. I don't get to come down here as much as I'd like to. The calls during the night, I can't always get up just because I know I have school in the morning.
Helping her community when September's waters rushed through town and when fires threaten its buildings.
Been on a house fire, a barn fire.
She used to be a real quiet individual. She still is kind of, but getting around and with us went from red tag, which is a exterior firefighter, to becoming a yellow tag, which is an exterior firefighter wearing her pack.
Last live fire that I was at, I was able to man a hose with a teammate after the main fire had been out, just to make sure everything was really wet everywhere. Checking for hot spots.
Soon, she'll trade yellow tags for green.
Allowing her to actually go inside and work with the guys.
But her biggest challenge is proving she can hold her own.
Keep your other one straight, so when you fall, you automatically hook it. There you go.
I feel like all the guys are more helpful to me sometimes. I like to be independent, and I like to be able to prove myself that I can do everything just as good as they can. So sometimes it's annoying, but then I like it because it gives me an extra push to be better.
Pushing to protect the community she so diligently serves. Now, each student will get a $1,000 scholarship to go toward a college or a university in New York State. Meredith will use that to go toward BCC, where she will pursue a career in nursing. To learn more about all of the winners, log on to www.tomlibis.com. Next Thursday, you'll meet Catherine Staninger, an angel who's helped our troops feel more at home overseas.